Hey, good morning, traders. How we doing? You guys make any trades yesterday? See any opportunities? How'd it go? I uh, I put orders in and I didn't get them hit, and then um, I put orders in again later in the day, and just as I was about to get hit, I realized I was breaking my rule. And from last week, I broke my rule and I got popped. So I decided to hold strong. We'll find out how that one worked out here in a few. Here's the uh, hourly chart. I'm pulling up something. Hourly chart, we can see price pulled back about 50% of the swing. It's a long tail down. Now, I don't really make a lot out of all this stuff because I'm on a 750 and I'm just so tight in the small little spaces that I don't have to really worry about this stuff. But I'd like to have a knowledge of, which way is the market going. And gaps usually get filled. This big gap from here to here, they oftentimes get filled. It wouldn't surprise me if we just took off from here, and it wouldn't surprise me if we came down here. I'm just open to the whole thing. But I like to just have an idea. You know, if we're talking, if someone's like, hey, which way the market's going, it's going up. That's it. Nothing fancy, nothing weird. And I'm not trading this. Looking over our weekly news. What's today? Wednesday? Wednesday. We have Barr speaking right now. Oil, some other stuff. Tomorrow we've got unemployment claims. And then Friday, all that information comes out. All that stuff hits. It affects all the markets. So Friday is going to be pretty busy. And again, it all happens prior to, I'm on the West Coast, California time. So I don't have to really worry about it till after the market opens. I guess everybody does. So getting back to the trade I didn't take and the trade that I missed, I just wanted to remind everybody what it is we're trying to accomplish here. We're looking for an impulse leg, right? Something that just kind of takes off. It can be big, it can be little. I see one up here, impulses up, comes across here, right? It's a tiny one. There's a little shelf. There's a little wash right here, right? Price took out the high, comes back here, and lo and behold, you could put a stop right under here. Maybe you can get a little bit more and still catch a small trade. It's all the same thing. It's how the price wanders through the market and snakes around and creates a lot of different setups. But to me, this is the easiest one to see. I'm not, uh, I'm a simple guy, right? I want to just, okay, where do I put my order? And that's kind of it. I have a couple of other things, but I'm not like, looking at all these different Fibonacci sequentials or Bollinger Bands or RSI. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what an option is. And I've had people tell me, I get it, but it's like at the end of the day, you're still trading price, So in the news, I trade price, right? That's why we're doing this, is because we want to make sure that we're doing things that other people just can't do because they don't know how to do it. And it's not that hard, There's an impulse leg. Price creates this little shelf here, and and the other thing that's so cool about this is that, let's say you get into the market at 7 o'clock and you already have 3 of these steps done: the impulse leg, the shelf, the wash. The wash is this pull back into the swing, but it's cleaning out these orders. Right? There's another one right there, right? So all these people got wiped out, and then these guys got wiped out. These guys got wiped out. So everyone's got to reposition and get on the other side of it. And so by just identifying where this structure is, you're now able to say, oh, okay, see, look at that thing just V out in there. Okay, now all we have to do is wait for it to hit the high. These qualify, and bingo, bingo. And then if you missed it, and this is kind of one of the things I did the other day, is if you miss it, just draw it out, right? Impulse, right? Shelf doesn't hit. Impulse, shelf doesn't hit. Impulse, shelf. Oh, it finally hit, right? You had to wait a little bit to get a little piece. And what are you after? That's the other question I ask myself. And I've clarified it really well. I'm after 5-to-1 or 3-to-1 trade that I can get in and get out as quickly as possible. So on this one here, and this is kind of a bigger stop, you're all the way down here. I don't know this is going to happen. And $40 a contract to me is huge. You know, I can't lay a lot of contracts on to make that work, but the numbers jive. Maybe I have to, really size down to make this thing work. It's also 7:15 in the morning, and I'm just like, I'll wait for another one. And then I see all this stuff come through. And if you looked at my charts, you would see just this is all I do all day. Impulse leg, shelf, didn't hit. Impulse leg. And you could say impulse leg, shelf, right? And do it again. I can just, there it is right there. Kind of got ahead of myself. And this risk reward is better than the other one, even though it's smaller. But you could have, see, and these are my favorite because the price will stay within the swing, and you're not going to get a pullback for it to reset. You're not getting a pullback that takes out of your profit. So those are my favorite ones. Anyhow, there was one at like 12 something over here. It was in here. It was part of this thing. So what had happened was I had watched this go up. And this is the cool thing about it too, is that once you see the motion start to go, it's like that wave. I saw this. I was watching this really closely. This little piece right here. Let's just start over. All right, everyone start over. This piece right here. I had my impulse up. I drew my shelf. And this is the same thing, right? Impulse, shelf, wash, retest, or take out the high and retest the backside and then go. And so the thing looked weird. Like, this looks weird to me. This doesn't seem like, it seems toppy. And, I'm like, yeah, it's kind of getting toward the end of the day. So I waited for all this action to happen. And then I waited for price to start to make his move. And I'm like, okay, perfect. Now I can start to now I'm interested. And I drew this up and I had it all set out, right? Impulse leg, shelf, wash. Price comes up here, hits the high, and I had orders right here. But you know what my problem was? And I was probably, it was right in here. The problem I have with this is that it's 12:28 past my time to trade when things get weird. Yeah, it worked out. But you know what, guys? I'm going to have a trade today that's going to work out. I'm still up. I'm still up for the month. Yeah. I took a trade Friday last week and I got popped. I had a couple of good ones for that week. I haven't traded this week. I've put orders in. Monday I didn't trade because I've got some people in town, so I wasn't on the market. And Tuesday I really didn't. Is that yesterday? Tuesday? Yeah, God, these days are running fast. So today I'll catch something, and just be confident. Like, you see this thing start to take off. Yeah, great. Impulse leg, right? Builds a shelf, pulls back. I mean, my gosh, guys, what do you, it just, and it works or it doesn't. It's probably more like this. Now that I think about it, now that I look at it, It's like, oh, geez, Batman, you're leaving a lot of cheddar on the table here. You got a shelf right here. Bingo, right in there, right? And put it up there. After hours, I don't do it, but again, it works. I posted some things on the website for some trades that came through that I saw. A lot of 3-to-1s. They're everywhere, and you can just climb this whole thing. You could ride this thing out till you're up here and say, okay, I'm just going to go through all this stuff. I like to take my money and then I have to redecide if I'm getting in. I've had money in my hands. I've had money in my life just walk out because I didn't know what to do. This at least gives you a place to get in, a place to get out, a structure to work with. You're starting out in trading. You should not have a lot of contracts. You should be practicing and developing your skills to find these things and be able to see them as they worm their way through the market. So that's about it. They're just this is all we're looking for here. Impulse, wash. Let's say you get here. Let's say you show up late and you're like, okay, well, oh wow, look at that, it's up here. Okay, let's see if it comes down here. I've got all these other pieces of the puzzle. You can just jump to right here, or if you want to, go do something, come back. But this one here doesn't qualify because it hasn't hit this pressure cooker resistance and support is what some people call it. I call it pressure cooker. It's cool stuff, guys. So what's going to happen today? I don't know. I'm looking for a 3-to-1 trade. I'm looking for the impulse leg. I'm looking for the shelf, the wash, the retest, and the entry. That's it. Just keep it simple, guys. Let me know how it's going out there. And yeah, have a good day. Talk later.